So hey, what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome back to our F1 2018 mod career mode. This time we're going to be at Singapore and I've just completed qualifying, and you can see we were a second and a half off of Vettel, but we have actually beat him in our rivalry, so that's going to be good for us. Maybe get us a bit more respect from the Ferrari team, but who knows. I've got 2,000 resource points to use, so I've been saving them up for a bit, so let's put them on the car. I mean, where are we in terms of the overall? Well, I mean, we're third, but we want to punch above Ferrari and Mercedes. So, I mean, if we whack this on, it's going to give us a really good engine. What about aero? We want to put some aero on and some of that. But I guess let's just go for this. Where is it? This major part here, and then we've got an even bigger part to go on there. So let's push that on 1350 major part, which is going to take 4 weeks to come on the car, but obviously because of the mod as well, I don't think we'll actually ever see the performance, which is why I was considering getting rid of the performance aspect of this mod. But I'm going to keep it the way it is for now. I mean, we could probably do with a new engine soon, but for this race it will do. Shouldn't be too intense on the engine, but there we go. So this what round is this we're on at the minute? Is it 13, 14, something like that? We're on, what's that, 1, 2, 3, was 13 we're on, I think. But that's our performance so far this season. Done okay. Lots of podiums, our second and third places. Won the last time out at Monza. We've won 2 races this season, so if we want to retain our title, we're going to have to push on more. But anyway, let's get into the race. Let's babble on. Let's get to it. So after looking through the starting order for this race, then you can see it's a pretty accurate representation, I think, if you look at the races so far this season. I mean, as we're talking right now, I'm actually watching the Bahrain qualifying, but I think it's been pretty good. So let's get into the race then. No strategy changes, just straightforward. Let's do this sort of race. Let's get straight into it. See where we can end up. Pretty poor start. I mean, look at Hartley's start there. Look at that start from the Toro Rosso. Very cautious start actually, and they're pushing each other out wide, so that's why we're being cautious. We don't want to get caught up in anything. Grosjean looking racy just ahead of us. We look up the inside of Hartley, side by side with Grosjean. So got some tough composition now, and we need to really pick up some pace around here. At Singapore, he's trying to get up the inside. Very difficult track to overtake, but he ain't going to make a move up there. So we're pretty much in 10th place now. And we seem to have set this field starting to extend out. We want to be doing better than this. Our teammate's up in 3rd place right now. Struggling for grip round here. Oh, look at that rear going. Right. So what are we going on with this engine? Looking okay for now. We'll need changing soon. So we're doing okay. Struggling to keep touch with Grosjean. You can't run too close to these F1 cars. You lose downforce. So just coming to round off the first lap then. Pretty static start really. We lost out to Grosjean off, no, to Hartley off the start. He had a flying start, so that's why we lost out. Around the final corner. The Ferraris are really quick. Oh, side by side with Grosjean. If we use a bit of rich mix, we might be able to overtake him on the straight. Really compromised line. Perez is with us. Oh, we're not going to be able to overtake him. Really poor start to this race, man. We have to look at picking them off one by one. Singapore is one of those tracks where I don't always enjoy it. Sometimes one day I'll have good pace around here, one day I won't. Sort of depends. I mean, I'm struggling with the rear at the minute. It's very oversteery, this car. Using one of the default setups, so that'll be why. And we're currently just sat in behind Roman Grosjean. We've got Perez right behind us. We have to see what our lap time is like compared to the front runners. You can see on the minimap in the bottom left, they're clearing off at the front, so we're going to struggle to get a podium. Top 5 is going to have to be the aim. Damage limitation. Here at Singapore, you'd have thought we'd have done okay. And then there's something gone on here. Hamilton's out the race, so that's one of the front runners, a position for us, but Bottas is our rival at the minute in terms of the championship standings. So we're tucked up in this slipstream. Got Rich Mix currently under yellow flags, but we managed to get their job done. Is that under? Did we do that under yellow flags? Because it was yellow flags and then it was about to go green, but then there was a car off track, so oh man, I messed that up now. Look how much Rich Mix we used from that. So I'm not sure if we overtook under yellow flags. I presume I got a penalty if I did, so the game seems okay with it. So that's us up into 8th place now, because obviously we've got Thingy was out, Hamilton was out. So pretty hectic start to this race. So let's settle into a river and get our head down, and we're going to have to decide when we want to pit. Yeah, then on the back of Hartley, phone's going off, but can we get past him? We haven't got much straight line speed, we've got very high downforce setup on. So even with the DRS, we're not able to catch up really. The inside, that was a late decision to go for that overtake. Running side by side then with our sister team, Toro Rosso. Try and run it round the outside. Get away with no contact, and that was a lovely move. Just taking a replay of that move then, you can see, go clean round the outside. Used all the grip, the extra downforce on our setup paying off. And look at that, clean round the outside. A lovely move on the Toro Rosso there. Come around the final corner then, we've overtaken Hartley. Next up is Hulkenberg, 3.8 seconds ahead, so let's work on closing this gap down. So bringing it around these final few corners then, going to be pitting this lap. We've brought the gap down. Oh, we missed the pit entrance. Wow. We brought the gap down from about 3.8 to, well, he's right in front of us now, so that's really good from us there. To bring that gap down, so putting on the super soft tyres and then getting straight back out onto the grid. I mean, where we're going to come out, we've got Alonso ahead of us, and we've actually jumped Hulkenberg in the pit, so that's been an absolute treat there. I mean, we really pushed it, and we used all our rich mix basically before the pit stop, and it's actually paid off because we've actually gained a position in the pit. So let's see if we can't do some damage then to Fernando Alonso. Not literally, but let's try closing him down then. So look at this guy coming around the final few corners. We've caught up, and there's a bit of a train going on. One of the Williams is holding Vettel up, an absolute treat. Vettel's going to go around the outside of him surely into turn number 1. He does, but there's locking up going on. Oh, we try and get under Alonso, doesn't quite work. Luckily don't lose a bit of our wing. So coming onto this straight then, let's pick up the DRS. Got no rich mix. And Alonso's going to go for the move on Stroll. Can we go to the inside? Yes, we can. Up the inside of Stroll. Hang him out to dry. But we've still got Fernando Alonso to deal with. Where can we sort of pick up a move? Or pick up the opportunity to go for a move, I should say, on Fernando. We're currently in P7. So we're gaining. Our target, well, the team's target is 6th for us after yesterday's qualifying session. But can we achieve that? Obviously, my personal target, as I said, considering the start of this race, P5, sort of damage limitation. I think we could push on maybe. Started to find some rhythm and pace then. But again, there's just not many opportunities to overtake. Even with the DRS, it's difficult because I've got such a high downforce setup. Got no straight line speed. And we're right in behind Fernando Alonso here. See what we can do coming around the final sector then. We're right up behind him. Look at this, we've got a run now. Turn 1's going to be the chance. We've got the DRS, we've got the inside line. Recipe for an overtake. But you've got to take into account the skill of Alonso at defending. But we're up into P5 then. So Sebastian Vettel's next on the list. Got a bit of catching up to do to him really. Let's see if we can pump in the lap times. Let's see the gap though, before we skip on through to the next part. 2.4, so let's see if we can bring that down. 6 laps. Let's see what we can do. Right then, so we're bringing up the rear of Sebastian Vettel. Let's see if we can do anything with the DRS. We'll probably have to use another lap to catch up, but we've been setting purple sectors all the way around this lap. So it's got to be a purple lap. Yes it is, there we go. 6/10 quicker on that lap. Whoa, really have to slam on the brakes through that. Maybe we can bring the car back round. Whoa. See what I mean? Slight bit of oversteer there. Can we go up the inside? Yes we can, side by side, but we're going to have the DRS. He's got the Ferrari power though. He's going to be pulling away. Ooh, contact, contact, contact. Jesus. Can we go around the outside? Oh, I think we lost part of our wing there. Not having that, straight back up the inside. Yes. Oh! We locked up that inside, probably because we lost part of the front wing. But it's only really minor. I mean, I didn't even see it fly off, so we're not going to be able to catch up to the podium. But if we can get this position off of Vettel. Let's see if we've got some damage. Can we go up the inside? Nope. Right then, final few corners. Started to notice that tiny bit of lack of downforce, especially through that final corner there. Just going to be losing 1 or 2 miles an hour around each corner, so not too bad, but it's going to be the difference, or potentially the difference of overtaking Vettel. He's just very aggressive. But what else would you expect from Vettel? As we run out wide there. Yep, definitely noticing that. So podium is definitely off the cards, but I'd already accepted that. But I want to overtake Vettel. We've worked so hard to catch up to him. Whoa, turned in too early there. Let's get our head down and get back up to the back of Vettel. Oh, looking up the inside of Vettel. I wasn't planning on doing a move there, we just ended up on his inside. Got the DRS again then, but just too far back, not able to use any sort of straight line speed. I'm not sure what we're going to do to get past him here. Again, we're trying up the inside there. I didn't expect to do that. But hopefully we've unsettled him for this straight if we take a really wide entry. Bring it back a bit earlier. On the power slightly earlier. Slipstream. Let's risk it. Let's use this rich. And then we can use lean. Going to go straight to that inside line. Just about get it stopped. Took a very aggressive line through there. But we're ahead then. And we do actually have some fuel left, so let's power on, hold on to this 4th place. I mean, what's the gap to Bottas now? No chance of catching up, but we need to maintain this 4th place. Sort of been a trend in the season. We've had 2 wins this season, quite a few 2nd places, quite a few 3rd places, and quite a few 4th places, so very consistent near the top, but we need more wins if we want to be champion. Right then, coming around the final few corners, you can see the fireworks are out because Daniel Ricciardo has taken the win for Red Bull. That is absolutely insane. Daniel Ricciardo taking the win then here at Singapore. we managed to recover to 4th, so higher than I had aimed after our start. But that is mad. Daniel Ricciardo taking the win here in Singapore. It's going to be good for the constructors, 1st and 4th, especially with Hamilton out of it. And us, well, yeah, we managed to get ahead of Vettel. So let's see how these line up then. Kimi Räikkönen did get 2nd, Bottas 3rd, so only just ahead. So we didn't lose out too much to him then. This is the race results then. You can see top 4, top 5, Fernando. But more importantly, Lewis Hamilton out of the race. Perez and Sainz didn't finish as well. So this, in terms of the standings then, you can see only 23 points off of Bottas, so we're right in the mix. Daniel Ricciardo is going to be closing up now. He's closed up to Räikkönen. And then you can see Fernando Alonso climbing up the standings. What about Van Dorn? How's he doing this time? Oh, he's still down there. Right. So in terms of the championship then, only 70 points off of Mercedes, so Red Bull could be a real force to be reckoned with. And obviously still ahead of the Ferrari team. You see McLaren closing up on Haas. But there we have it. This race then. If you did enjoy, make sure you do give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you do subscribe for more of this career mode and more F1 content as and when the game comes out. So we will see you in the next one.